3 hours, 45 minutes until the massacre at Ffirth Asylum. I marched Molly into the hallway, intending to ask if anybody had seen her around before. Hell, maybe she'd been here from the start and we'd just missed each other. I got my answer without asking. As soon as we stepped into the hall, a dozen people gathered around and said, "How'd you get a dog in here?" Molly wasn't talking. She just panted and wagged her tail and let everybody pet her. She was filthy, mud caked down her legs and chest. Was there a spot to dig under the fence unnoticed? Both fences? It only took 10 minutes for word to filter down to the yard and for Owen to call a meeting because apparently he could do that in his role as only guy with a gun, according to Robert's rules of order. Shortly thereafter, at least 100 people were huddled in the yard around the fire pit. The night air was cold as shit, so we all huddled around the smoldering coals and blackened, smoking rib cages, rubbing our hands together and hoping nobody was secretly taking our picture. Kinda hard to run for office later with a photo circulating of you warming your hand over a pile of glowing skulls. Owen had the automatic in his hand, but wasn't threatening with it. In this setting it seemed more ceremonial, like a gavel. He said, "I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. That's a big dog. It ain't like a squirrel getting past the sensors and shit out there. Dog probably weighs 100 pounds. If it can make it through, a dude can make it through." I said, "Well, awesome. If there's a way in, there's a way out, right? Maybe there's a place you can dig under the fence after all, out of sight of the—" "Dipshit," interjected Owen. "We have been around and around that fence. It's all we got to do, all day, bro. No, there ain't no good place to cross the fence. There ain't any storm drains. There ain't any big sewer pipes like in the damned Shawshank Redemption." I shrugged. Well, I personally observed this dog in town eating a burrito after the hospital was locked down. She was on the other side of that fence and she didn't come in on the last truck, so... "Speaking of which," Owen said, "what are we supposed to do with it? What are we supposed to do with it?" I said, "What do we have to do? Anything. To be clear, there's no indication that dogs can get infected, right? So, we're not worried about that end of it?" TJ said, "Nah, dogs don't get it. Animals and kids, they don't get it." Owen said, "You'll bet your life on that. All of our lives?" I said, "So I'll check her mouth." "That ain't 100% neither." "So what, you want to put her down? She's our ticket out of here." "Our ticket out of here is keeping this place safe and secure until we hear the all clear. There ain't no reason in the world to make a jailbreak, even if your dog leads us to a magical train platform that hauls us all to Hogwarts." Everyone stared at Owen until he said, "I told you, I got a kid. Fuck off." I said, "Your 'let's remain calm and stay put' speech would be a lot more convincing if you weren't giving it in front of a pile of burning skeletons. So, we kill the dog because maybe she's not a dog and maybe she's some new kind of undetectable monster. We gonna use that same standard on the next human who walks through those gates? Where does that shit end, Owen? Government shows up to give the all clear and it's just you and a mountain of bones?" Owen had no rebuttal for this, and I have to be honest, I detected relief in his face. He didn't want to have to shoot a dog. She monsters out and it's your ass." Owen stuffed the gun into his pocket, and apparently that signaled the meeting was adjourned. The Reds huddled among each other, and the Greens headed back inside. I walked with TJ and said, "There's something else to this, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions or anything. Molly really belongs to my girlfriend, Amy. I think Molly showing up here, it's not coincidence. I think she was sent here, as a signal to me. John and Amy, hopefully just John, I guess, with Amy in some safe place. I think one or both of them are out there, and are trying to bust me out or trying to show me how to sneak out. So what does that mean? Means I have to figure out what the plan is, but I feel like they definitely have a plan." Somewhere beyond the fence, an explosion lit up the sky.